Alright guys, so I am very excited to do this video. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been telling myself I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna do this to this bike, nothing's gonna stop it, and just haven't gotten around to it. You guys ever do that? You ever say something you want to do and you just never get around to doing it? Well, finally just one night I just said fuck it, I'm getting this stuff and I'm gonna change it. So I took the tape off this box. I didn't look through it yet. So let's check out what we got. Aha. Here it is. This is what I've been waiting for. To get rid of this big clunky piece of crap that I don't understand why they would ever put that. And there goes everything else that I bought. Okay, that's cool. And we're back. So now that everything's broken, thanks for watching. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so finally, gonna set this baby up. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Maybe this will be a little bit more simple for you guys to do it the way that I'm doing it, because some of the videos that I've looked at seemed like if you hadn't done it before, pretty much shit out of luck, because they kind of skipped out a few things. So I'll show you everything that I'm doing. I also went and bought the, by the way, Thumper Talk, they give you, this is the US one, because apparently if you get the regular one, you have to drill holes in your license plate or something, or it just doesn't fit. You have to get a new bracket or something. I'm not sure. But they make it specifically on Thumper Talk. And I wound up getting this extra plug kit. This way I don't have to cut any wires on the actual bike itself. Which is nice, because basically I just plug this into the stock part, and then I just basically solder these wires that are already cut or will be cut onto the plugs, and should be easy. So let's take this apart first and go from there. Okay, so what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to take the seat off. There's a bolt here, and you're going to come down here and you're going to take off, this is a 10, and I'm sorry, this is the 10 and this is an 8. You're going to take that off on both sides. This one is the blinker one, so you're not going to want to take that off yet. So leave that, and then you come down here and you want to take off these two. These are, let's see, I think a 10, and they also have screwdriver holes in. Yeah, so they're 10s, but you could use a Phillips head screwdriver too, and that'll take this top plate off. And I think you probably might have to take off the bag ones right here too, which are also, they look to be a 9, another 10. So I would take those off too. Alright guys, so quick tip. If you have this on your bike, what you're going to want to do is, because the bottom will just keep spinning, you're going to have to take the tools off, and then you lift this plate up, and that's the top of the bolt. I already took them off, but you have to hold them with something up top here while you spin the ones on the bottom. So I figured I'd just tell you that real quick. Okay, now the seat's up. I lifted this up. I'm not sure if I have to take this out completely yet, because now the wires are exposed, and since I bought that kit, I might be able to do this without disconnecting it. But I noticed that there's two bolts, the last two bolts holding this on, two more 10 millis on the bottom here. So take those off, And this piece of crap should finally be able to come off. Alright, so this thing comes right off, guys. Well, it did, at least for me, so at least try that before you go and break it or cut it. I mean, you just get another one, but no big deal. So what I did was I took that off and then I undid these guys. Now these, don't be forceful with these, because you don't push them down even though you think you should. You lift them up to pull them out. So don't be jamming them down trying to pull the thing out of there and break your plugs and stuff. Just lift them up, pull them out of there, and woo! Piece of crap. This is ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Anyway, so let's get on to the wiring part. Alright, so I forgot to mention that you should probably take off the blinkers now at this point. And all you had to do was just take off a nut on each side, 8mm, and then just run the wire for the blinker through the little hole there, and you got it. Alright guys, so what I did next was I connected the taillight up to the bracket. All you gotta do is there's a couple washers, the nuts. I just did it hand tight just to make sure everything stays on there, leaving the wires down here. And then what you want to do is you don't want to use these stock bolts for the top here, because you're gonna freak out. You're gonna be like, what the hell, this thing's on an angle. In the bag there's a separate pocket, and it's this bolt and the spacer, and this is what makes it flat, and it's gonna sit flush with the bumper piece. So that's what I did next. Now I'm going to solder up the wires and get this thing all wired up. Alright guys, so what I did was I took the little pieces that it comes with, these little adapter pieces, and I soldered them. You take the big ones, okay, for this. I'm keeping the stock blinkers. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but I'm keeping the stock blinkers at least for now. So I'm not using these small pieces. I didn't have to do anything because the ones that I have are just going to go right into here. So what I did was I soldered the metal pieces in there onto the wires, and then I put them in this way. And what I did was I tested it first when I had the metal pieces onto the wires. Unfortunately I wasn't able to tape this, but I'm going to tell you what I did. But I took those metal pieces and I connected them in here to make sure that everything was right before I you know, put these in here and whatever. So this is the way that it needs to be. There's no diagram in the instructions. There's basically no instructions at all. So from left to right, with the plug going in like this, it needs to be black, yellow, and then red. Okay? This way, black, yellow, red. Before you do anything and you connect them and set it up to be done. By the way, excuse my nails, guys. I haven't been able to do that. Who gives a shit? I've been riding. That's what matters, right? Okay, so you want to test it. Turn the key on. Come back here. Lights on. You want to go up. Make sure I'm getting this on camera. And the brake all working. That's the handbrake. And just for shits and giggles, check the foot brake too. And everything works, and this thing's pretty bright. Looks pretty nice. Okay. So, next thing you're gonna have to do is get the blinkers in here. Now if you got the new blinkers, you just do the same process as what I just did. I didn't get new blinkers because I don't know. I kind of want to be seen. I'd rather them be a little bigger and brighter than the little ones. People get the integrated stuff, but people barely see you already, you know. To have a little bit shorter of a blinker here, risking your life, doesn't seem worth it to me. So I'm going to throw the blinkers on here and then put all the wires up in there and then test it out. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, well, I put these on, the blinkers, and I did a little extra. I went and put an extra washer and lock washer in there before the nut, and they're not fully tightened. I didn't tighten them all the way down yet, but you have to tighten all this stuff too. But before you put all this shit back together, don't forget. Now, I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure what you need to do is run these wires through this hole. Sorry, trying to do this. I took off the chest piece. So run all the wires through this hole, because when you close it, it does have a gap in there, so you will have room for it. I wasn't going to do it because I thought there would be a problem. I thought it would maybe bump this stuff, but I think the bolts right here stop it from bumping down. So I'm going to run the wires through there because that'll make it much cleaner looking under here. And then you got to run them through and back through this tab right here to keep it all smooth and clean. Okay, so now that everything's done there, you want to make sure all these things are tight. Okay, you want to make sure they're tight, not too tight, because a lot of shit's plastic, so don't break them. I also ran the one that I told you to hold on to, and a separate zip tie right there to keep this all neat. I didn't completely tie them down yet. I want to leave a little slack so I can move it if I had to. So everything's tight. Make sure the bracket's tight with these screws in here. And okay, so don't freak out when you have extra stuff here, because don't forget that came off the other piece. So unlike other projects, when you got extra stuff here, that's okay. You should have like 4 bolts. I didn't use these because it made it a little wobbly, and I got to put the bag back on. Alright guys, put the bag back on here. Simple, 10 on top, 10 on bottom, just like my Friday night. Boom. Alright, so close that up and throw the toolbox in, strap it down. Throw your crappy stock seat back on, which I'm going to be replacing soon. So stay tuned for that. And she's all done. So if you guys enjoyed and this helped you out, do me a favor, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, just let me know down below what you want to see, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.